Hello everyone, you're watching Campus Channel and we're here today with EDHEC. We're going to talk about their MSc in International Accounting and Finance. We have the director, Laurent Deville, and we also have a student, Patrick Carter, here to take your questions. But first, we're going to start with the pitch. All right, Laurent, you know the drill. You have 60 seconds flat. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, go.
So the MSc in International Accounting and Finance at EDHEC is part of our offers in MSc in Financial Economics. This is a one-year program entirely taught in English, and that is based on our Nice campus on the Côte d'Azur, where our finance faculty specialize for research and teaching. Throughout the year, most of the content delivered in this MSc focuses on accounting, financial analysis, management control, and audit. Our international faculty and industry expert build up the knowledge and teaches the tools to build up a strong career as an accountant, as an auditor, or, well, many other roles in the finance and advisory services areas. This program also benefits from the corporate partnership of PwC. My God.
All right. We're going to have to move on to the face-to-face. Maybe we'll get to the rest later. Please remember to keep sending us your questions. They're going to show up right there. So let's take the first question here. And Patrick, will you read this for us, please?
Yeah, sure. Do I have to have professional experience for admission to this master? Not necessarily. I mean, if you're going straight into the MSc, it's better to have. But I went in the Master in Management program, so the first year I learned a lot of basics in finance because I had no actual background for that. So going into that, I had no finance experience. Going into that was fine, but going into the MSc, maybe just to have an internship or two. I'm sure Laurent can give a little bit more detail
Laurent,
for that.
Are you looking for professional experience to go into this program?
No, well, this is not necessarily, but this is a good thing. I think this is a plus to your application. If you're already able to see where you're going to apply the knowledge that you're going to acquire in the program, that's better. But not a necessity, but a plus, definitely.
And so for the most part, when you are doing admissions, take this current group, for example, do a lot of them have professional experience, or are they coming in straight from their bachelor?
So we have two different kinds of students. The one who entered through the Master in Management program, like Patrick, and in between the first year and the MSc year, they spend a year in internships. So they get in the MSc program with this experience. The ones who come from a bachelor degree not necessarily have one experience, but most have. So I have to admit that most have at least one or two internships before they join the program.
All right, let's take the next question here. Laurent?
I am confused whether I should go for the Master in Management Financial Economics and choose my specialization in third year, or should I directly apply to specialized master's program? How should I decide? Well, I think it really depends on, well, your level of knowledge. The first year of the Master in Management is here to equip you with the fundamentals of finance. If you don't have them, you cannot directly apply to MSc. If you already have them, that would be redundant to go through the Master in Management and then do the MSc, because, well, most of the teaching is going to be redundant with what you already know. So I would say it really depends on your background.
So in this particular program, you're giving courses in management as well, in addition to the accounting and finance modules?
Yeah, it's mostly finance that we have to say that I would say 80% of the program is finance related. Certainly. But we also have courses in strategy. We have courses in marketing of financial services. So we have a few courses that are not specifically closely related to finance. This is Master in Management. And same with the MSc. In the MSc, most of the courses relate to accounting, financial analysis, and management control, but some other courses are more management courses.
Okay. What did you want to add something to that, Patrick?
Yeah, so for example, we have management course, operations management, human resources management, organizational controls, which is a little bit like strategic management, so it's good to have that course again, just for a nice, fresh reminder. But that's what I actually really appreciate about the program, is because they're preparing you as, going into a professional experience to rise through the ranks and eventually be able to manage people, and they're giving you that academic knowledge so that you're at least prepared the first instance of getting an offer for Rising. Yeah.
All right, looks like we have a good question for you, Patrick. If you'll read this, please.
What does this master offer that other international accounting and finance degrees don't? What sets it apart besides the beach in Nice? Well, the airport's only 10 minutes away, so that's pretty nice too.
That's always a plus.
Yeah. Now, the beach is really beautiful, of course, but this program is partnered with by PwC, and so we actually had our international accounting course last semester taught by two of the professionals from there. And so that was really great to have, industry expertise, their in-depth knowledge in teaching how to go through IFRS and US GAAP differences, or how to approach this problem based on what they've done before, for example, within consolidated balance sheets. So that, I think, is an amazing, factor that makes this program stand out above others, is that PwC partnership.
Are these local partners or local employees of PwC, or are they flown in to teach these courses?
Both. So we have some locals, and the ones who are supervising the master project of our student in the MSc are from the local PwC, but most fly out from Paris.
And for you, Laurent, what would you say sets this program apart from other international MSCs in accounting and finance?
Well, I think that you really have to differentiate yourself. I think that we're offering one of the best programs in international accounting and finance. Well, what differentiates us is maybe that this mixture in between the academic expertise with Professor Verriest, for example, and industry expertise through the partnership with PwC. I think that we're able to benefit from both the industry expertise and keep the academic relevance that is not always easy to get in these fields of accounting.
All right, let's take the next question here. Laurent.
Is there any module taught on stock trading in this program? So I don't think so. This is not the core of this program. So if you want to do stock trading, rather go to the MSc in Financial Markets, where you will have this kind of expertise, but no, not in the MSc International Accounting and Finance program.
Although EDHEC does offer that Bloomberg Markets concept course, and so that we got it, we were able to use the Bloomberg terminals and going through that course. But yeah, like he said, there's no course specific at EDHEC for trading.
No. So, yes, go ahead.
Within the International Accounting and Finance program.
Thank you.
So stock trading is one form of finance. What are the primary forms of finance? And yes, what are the primary forms of finance that you're focusing on in this program?
In this program,
yeah,
I would say valuation, financial statement analysis. But these are the courses in which really finance takes place. And this is where finance takes place within this program. We focus on those issues of valuing a company, valuing a project, being able to go through financial statements and understand the value of a company, and how it is built.
And we've also got a course this semester, I've got an exam for in a few weeks, in mergers and acquisitions with a professor who has had plenty of years in experience. And so again, like the combination of that academic and industry knowledge, and he's really good at how he approaches, his pedagogical technique in combining those two.
And Patrick, for you, after taking all of these classes, do you feel like this program is stronger in one aspect of finance, whether that's valuation or mergers and acquisitions?
I think it's really strong in financial analysis because even if, for example, a course is in advanced financial accounting, you're still going to be heavy doing financial analysis and looking at financial statements. So I think that's really good. Actually, that's what got me interested in this program, is because Arndt Verriest taught me during M1 financial analysis and reporting. He's the one who really got me interested in accounting, because he opened my eyes into how you look at a balance sheet or a P&L statement, and you can just know so much about the company before reading its mission statement. The financial analysis and reporting.
All right, let's take the next question here, Laurent.
In what particular ways does this program embrace latest technologies, as your site says it does? So maybe there are two ways of discussing about it. The first way would be to say, from a pedagogical point of view, EDHEC Business School is, trying to be innovative. So we're trying to build up some online, on-site offer in terms of teaching, having more, more classes that are taught differently. So that would be one way. The other way maybe is this year we opened this online class on fintech. We're offering a fintech certificate where you have 8 hours of online session around fintech, what's going on, and you have a masterclass building a business plan. So it's not only about going online or doing things differently. It's about trying to find the best way to teach in a program. And so I think you often have in mind that maybe fintech is about trading, maybe fintech is about the way we trade in finance, but it's way more general than that, and that's why this new program has been open to MSc International Accounting and Finance. This is, I think, there is a revolution going on in this industry, in audit, and all the compliance sectors, and that is related to fintech. And I think it's really important for the student to get exposure to these kind of changes in the industry.
Patrick, we were talking about innovation earlier and how it's important to you. Do you feel like EDHEC is particularly innovative in its pedagogy and in the program?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen just between my M1 and M2, so my first year studying and then my gap year and then this year, I have seen them trying to improve all the time. So that's good to always have an iterative process, not just settle, even within the program itself, but also with the FinTech course. It wasn't just that we had an online course, we actually had the people who founded the company come all the way from Hong Kong. There's the founder of an accelerator there, Janos Barbieri. He came as well as the other co-founders, and they were giving us their like first-hand knowledge about how to build first of all like a simple pitch for a company, but also go through what exactly is disruption, how can you gauge it before the market does, so you can come out with your own stuff. And he said, of course you're not going to be able to go tomorrow and find the next $1 million idea, but we're just teaching you how to think that way. And also I'm excited and a little bit sad that EDHEC will be having a sustainable finance course next year, I think you said?
Yeah, working this way.
And I that's exactly what I want to do. You spoke about innovation, and I love sustainable finance, sustainability, endeavors to help make the world more environmentally sustainable. And so, Laurent, you want to talk about that a little bit? I don't know, but that's what I appreciate.
Well, I was going to ask you, Laurent, you were talking about the FinTech course and the FinTech certificate. It kind of sounds like a side attraction to the master's program at the moment, but do you have plans to expand that and to put more emphasis on that in the future along with this sustainable finance class?
We are really changing the programs on an ongoing basis. That you have to step ahead of what's going on, and it's not always easy, but that's what we try, just to monitor the market, to monitor the changes, and to be constantly evolving. And so we're not going to stop here for sure, and we're making changes to our programs on a yearly basis.
All right, let's take the next question here, Laurent.
Your program description mentions work placement. Is the school able to really place students directly in jobs at companies? Well, I would like to be able to directly place students in these jobs. What I can say is that we help them find these jobs. We help them find this opportunity and get in. So we have a fantastic career center that really helps the student go through the whole process of finding a first position and then building a career, which is slightly different. But you need the first to be able to get the second, but you first need to get the first good position and then to build on this position. And the career center is doing a huge job in that perspective. We have this corporate sponsorship by PwC that they recruit students every year. We have students recruited at Mazars, Deloitte, KPMG, all these big names in audit, and also Société Générale, because this is not a program about audit, this is a program about finance. So we have students getting at Société Générale and other companies in the industry at large, because also accounting is everywhere, not only in the finance industry. So that's keeping the program the way it is, that doing a lot of accounting and financial analysis can get you a job, a first position in the Big Four, but also in other industry where you could act as a controller, an internal auditor, and so on. So that we shouldn't restrain to the big names in audit, advisory, and finance, but yeah, we're able to place students over there. And I think the placement rate after a year is above 95%.
And very quickly before we move on, Patrick, have you interacted or engaged with the Career Center? Have you used this service yet?
Oh yeah. They know me by name by now, and it's funny because sometimes they'll say, "Patrick, I haven't seen you for a few days. Did you get sick?" Because I go there for help all the time, especially with like trying to find this niche little community for something within sustainability, finance, or how to help me with a cover letter. But also, what I really love about the career program is they have the talent identification and career development program, where they actually help you go through like a typical assessment day. And so you have a one-on-one interview, you have a case study, and then a group exercise. And I'd never done anything like that before, so that was eye-opening and really is helping me prepare for interviews.
All right, we have time for a tiny little break. It's time for 3 words max taboo. Our guests have 3 words to describe their program, and they get 3 phrases to explain each word, except for this is taboo. So we here at Campus Channel have also chosen 3 words that they are not allowed to use. They're taboo, and if they do use them, there will be a buzzer. So who's going to give me the first word?
Well, I'm going to do that.
All right, what's the first word?
Diversity.
Okay.
I think that what really makes the program what it is the diversity of the student experience, background, and culture.
Excellent. All right, and next word?
The last one had this word on it, so I don't want to say it. Excellence?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so academic excellence, I mean, EDHEC is, ranked 14th best business school in Europe, and it's not just a title, it's real. I mean, you see it every day with professors and other students even, trying to make each other better, and it's not just about getting your diploma and moving on, it's about, learning continuously.
Excellent. And number 3?
Engagement.
Okay.
Because really, getting the degree from EDHEC requires lots of engagement from our students, that we as a team are really engaged toward our students, but I think the students need a very serious engagement and a drive to get through the studies and get their degree at EDHEC.
All right, no taboo words. Great job. All right, let's get back to the questions here. Laurent, will you read this, please?
As a program partner, what is PricewaterhouseCooper's active role and what good is it to students?
All right, so you've already mentioned you have visiting lecturers from PwC.
Yeah,
what else?
So they come and teach. We discuss together about the content of the program and how the content should evolve from one year to the next, or from one period to the next. And so they are part of the International Advisory Board of the Financial Economics program. Also, these are the ones who have built the master project the students work on as their MSc thesis, and they supervise those. And this year, this is a merger and acquisitions case on which students are going to work, and I think it's great because this way they are able to put in practice their academic knowledge in something that really matters from an industry perspective.
And what about recruitment? Do they recruit your students as well?
Yeah, sure, they do. They would like to have the best one. In a sense, they have the first pick, but then it's up to the student to decide whether they are going to move on to PwC or some of their competitors. But sure, that we have this kind of relation that goes on all the time.
All right, let's take the next question here, Laurent.
How much do pay packages vary between different MSc programs after completing program?
So in your different between your financial markets, this program?
So I would say that students from MSc in financial markets, on average, get paid better than a student in MSc International Accounting and Finance, which is not a surprise if we think about the kind of position that you get, that the bonuses that you may get in trading can be way more than the salary that you can end up with. So I would say that if I have the numbers in mind, that I would say that the discount would be 10% discount or something like that on average. But this is a distribution. Some students end up with very high salaries even from MSc International Accounting and Finance. But if we don't think about the dollar amount, but the probability of getting a position, then I would say that just go to the MSc International Accounting and Finance, because that our placement rates are just amazing.
Okay, and so for this program, do you have an average range of salaries in mind for first jobs?
I'm sorry, I don't have that in mind. I
Patrick,
don't want
any
to say
idea after
anything
looking at
stupid.
jobs, or?
I'm hoping it's upward of 200,000, but I don't know.
No, I prefer not to say anything stupid, but the range would be something in between, let's say 40,000 to 60,000. That's what I have in mind. So I give it large, broad, because I don't want to say something stupid, but I'm pretty sure that it is in this range.
All right, let's take the next question here, Patrick.
What is the international element of this master apart from the students? That would be, well, I mean, there's the professors. We've got diversity of professors as well as students. We have professors from Greece, from France, of course, Belgium. During my M1, we also had professors from the United States and England, and so you also from China. I may be missing some countries there, but that's one of the draws for me when I applied here was that it is so international, just not just within the student body, but also within the professor body.
Okay, and so
But
what
also-
about, yes, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, but also in the content, maybe
so
in the
it's-
content,
yes.
international accounting, and
Mhm.
you have gone through the courses, which I have not.
Sorry,
So
yeah.
maybe you have
Yeah.
more to say about that.
So yeah, I got fixated on the people. So so international accounting and finance, of course, you're learning both IFRS as well as US GAAP, and it's not necessarily just US GAAP, but they teach you how to recognize whatever GAAP you're looking at, and they are always looking at companies not just from the United States, not just from CAC 40. They're looking at companies all over, right? They tell you about emerging trends in whatever market or economy. So there's definitely exposure that students can use to go and explore more on their own if they desire.
And so, Laurent, how else in the content do you add this international element? What makes this program international?
Yeah.
The
Well,
education aspects.
I think about the placement. This is extremely important for us as we have students coming from all over the world. It's super important for us to be able to teach them what's going on, not only in France, because they may not start a career in France. They may not be interested in starting a career in France, but in Europe or in Asia or in the US. So we need to put in the cases in all the content this international flavor. Okay, that if you think about accounting is often extremely national in terms of the bodies. The accounting bodies in every countries are they have their kind of cultural differences from one country to the other. And the choice we made at EDHEC is to build it from an international perspective instead of building it from a national perspective.
All right, let's take this question here, Laurent.
If there's specific accounting software this program trains us to use, SAP. This is not an accounting software, but I think that you've been trained in SAP.
SAP, and we also had a second information systems course where we learned, I think it was ABAS, which is another ERM software. So there's nothing accounting specific.
Okay.
But they definitely, they introduce you to things that are used in industry.
And so what do you use these particular softwares for exactly? What kinds of functions would you use them for?
So SAP is a lot for just like procurement or not bookkeeping, but just it's a software so that everything is in a system, so any user can go in there and check where they are in the process of getting a shipment out or receiving it or making sure the payment's there. So it's a lot to do with audit and making sure everything is in alignment.
Yeah. So maybe what we have to add is that we're not training accountants. that we are training students who are going to have a position as auditors, as financial analysts, and not as pure accountant. And this is not about bookkeeping. That
No.
I think that there's you go to the next level, and you go to be able to do some advisory jobs. That's my understanding of the kind of students we teach to.
All right, let's take this question here. Patrick, will you read this, please?
Yes. Does this master offer additional certification or certification preparation for accreditation exams? EDHEC supports getting your CFA certification, and as well the DSCG. I'm not going to try to say it.
This is the French. This is so French. Sorry about it. So DSCG is the French certification, and students who go through the whole M1 MSc International Accounting and Finance get waivers from the DSCG exam. This is the French accounting certification.
French CPA. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, and so they don't even have to take those exams after?
Most of the exam they don't have to take, and
Okay.
they get waivers for, I think, 5 of the 7 exams that you have to take in the DSCG.
And for the other certification that Patrick mentioned, the CFA, is that right?
Yeah.
What kind of preparation? That's not a waived exam, is that right?
No, this is not, but the curriculum at EDHEC prepares the student for the exams. That I think this is the way we go. That the content that you have been exposed to should be a very good preparation for the CFA exam.
Should students get their CFA certification after they finish this program? Is it required to get a job?
No, this is not required to get a job, but once you get in some of the position, you may have to get the CFA to move up the steps.
Okay.
I would say. So generally, the students would have the first levels of the CFA before they leave the school, and then try to pass the last level when they join a company. So that may be a good thing to get a position, but this is generally not necessary.
For you, Patrick, are you planning on passing these exams or doing these exams?
Yeah, I'm going to attempt CFA level 1 in June, just because I had not considered it before October around. So, but I do have some friends at EDHEC who have already got their level 2, so they just gotta get their level 3 and they'll be fully certified. So I'm quite envious.
And is there any additional preparation that you'll have to do to prepare for this exam? Will you have to study on the side?
Yeah, it's a lot of extra study. The MIM and MSc help you, but still there are some specific topics that you need to go to a little bit more in depth just to make sure that you're comfortable before you get into the actual CFA exam.
All right, here is a question for you, Patrick. Go ahead.
Are international students integrated well into the school, or are they mostly separate and English-only programs? Well, the entire school is an English program. So outside of BBAs, the bachelor students, everyone's speaking English, which it's really easy to assimilate and integrate within the student body, because as Laurent said before, it's like 60-40, 50-50 internationals versus local French students. So it's out of necessity to speak English just to have an ease of communication between everyone on campus.
And so are there any special activities or programs to get everyone integrated, for people to make friends?
Yeah, the first week of my MIM, they had some orientation days where you got to go around, see the city, meet new people in a little group, and you had to kind of go on like a treasure hunt. But outside of that, they organize other events early on in the year, and they have plenty of clubs and organizations you can join. There's sports, like I play basketball for the school, and they have soccer, football, for anyone, excuse me for my American idiom, not idiom, but yeah. So the soccer team at EDHEC, I think 2 years ago, did they win the French Cup?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so there's plenty ways for students to get involved on campus through extracurriculars, through sponsored events by the school as well.
So do you feel like it was inclusive enough? Was it easy to build a community at EDHEC?
Yeah, I mean, I've studied in a few other countries outside of my home country, and at EDHEC it it felt they're much better prepared and they know what the students need to really feel that Nice is not just somewhere to study, but it's their home for a year or two.
All right, well, it's time for another break. Where are we headed? We're not quite sure, but we're going to find out with Final Destination. All right, Patrick, I'm going to ask you to draw a slip of paper for me, please. Tell us what we got.
And the winner is?
What we don't know how to do in our school.
What don't you know how to do in your school?
The whole school or me personally? I don't know, that's kind of vague. It's we don't know how to. I can't think right now.
Laurent, help him out.
Oh, we do know everything at school. So
Oh, is that
what we don't know how to
simple
do in
answer?
school? We don't know. Maybe we don't know how to fail students because we take them to their degree. So I just say that out of something, but that really at EDHEC, our philosophy, our policy is to take the student and to take them to getting their degree. And so we're not going to fire someone who is failing. We're going to discuss with someone and we're going to try to find a way to get through and to arrange things and to make the student understand what his duties are and to understand, well, what the problems are, because sometimes you have problems with some students. Sometimes students have personal problems and so we always find a way to take them, well, not always, but most of the time, 99% of the time we take them to the end of the story. So, I mean, final destination, our duty is to have the student graduate, and I want that. I don't want to just drop them because their academic performance is not good enough. And at some point, if it's the case and they can't recover, then, well, that's going to be the end of the story. But no, we really do our very best to take them to the graduation.
All right, very good. Let's get back to the questions here. Laurent, will you read this, please?
Your admission requirements cite a requirement of an outstanding bachelor's degree. What makes a bachelor's outstanding? Okay, there are two things that would make a bachelor outstanding. That you may have an outstanding performance in your bachelor, whatever the bachelor is, or you may have a bachelor from an outstanding institution. I would say these two things make an outstanding degree. If you can have both of those, so having an outstanding academic performance from an outstanding institution, that's for the very best. But really, what makes it outstanding is that you need at least one of the two: that strong academic performance, strong institution.
And what else are you looking for on paper when you are reviewing applications?
The motivation letter.
Mm-hmm.
That's extremely important, that the student show curiosity, that they have a drive, they know why they apply to EDHEC. That we need to be able to understand the reasons behind their choice. So letter of motivation is extremely important. Also, we get a look at the recommendation letter, because it's always interesting to have the views of someone else on the, well, performance, behavior, the value of a candidate. The motivation letter, recommendation letter, academic performance, institution. You need the GMAT. We'll look at this performance as well. We'll look at the previous experiences also, that we've been discussing that at the beginning of the this presentation. And well, if you have an experience that is in line with what you want to do, or that the student is able to show that his experience will be able to build on the experience he has, that's really important.
Any particular traits or characteristics, though, that you try to look for in a person's application?
Open-minded.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be open-minded. You have to be curious. You have to have a little bit of sparkles in the eyes. And of course, well.
There it is.
Yeah, no, I mean that you want, well, as a professor, because I also teach in the programs, as a professor, I want the students to show some curiosity at what we're going to teach them. And so sometimes we're going to teach them things that they may consider a little bit far away from the immediate necessity that they feel to get a job. And if they are not open-minded, that's going to be difficult for them. So this is something that we really look at EDHEC.
All right, let's take the next question, Patrick.
All right. Hello. I'm not an EU resident. Could I still get a job in France or another EU country with this degree? Yes. There is it's a special relationship EDHEC has with the Nice prefecture government, so that normally you can only get an extension of your student visa until the December of the calendar year where you finish. Well, EDHEC students get it all the way until March. So it's an extra 3 months in case you don't have a job lined up already at the end of your degree to continue looking, staying in France, and it also, EDHEC helps you go through the entire immigration process and getting through all the paperwork necessary to get your work visa validated. As well, I'm not so sure how much easier it is outside of France, but I know it's definitely possible. I've got a really good friend from India. He's going to work in Germany, and there's really nothing that was, a wall. It was a speed bump, but he got over it. So it's definitely possible, and it happens all the time.
Okay, and for you, after you finish this program, do you plan on staying in France, or what would you like to do when you finish?
Yeah, so I'd like to stay within the northern, the Benelux area, from Benelux to Paris, so Amsterdam down to Paris over the Luxembourg, and across the channel to London, just because I know that these areas are very well versed in English, but also because these are some of the sustainability leaders of Europe. So as that's the career I want to go into, that's why I'm looking into that region.
All right, very good. Laurent, will you take the next question, please?
Sure. Can you tell me some of the latest trends in accounting and finance this program is paying attention to, and how the curriculum is adjusted to fit that? Yeah, this is an expert question. I'm not the
You're
expert.
the expert.
Yeah, no,
You're the
well,
director.
I'm the
You're
director
the de facto expert.
Exactly. No, but to be honest, I'm the director of 5 MSCs and the Master in Management. So my expertise
So you're an uber
is
expert.
broader.
You're an
Yeah,
ultra
exactly.
expert
Broader than just accounting. I would say latest trend in accounting.
Finance.
And finance that are related to the program. I would say first thing, fintech.
Mm-hmm.
Fintech is really disrupting what's going on in the advisory and in the auditing areas. So this way we just tackle that through one specific course, but also through the different lectures we have. So this is not the latest accounting and finance. If we speak about IFRS and US GAAP, it's not latest, but well, you have to be strong at being able to read these and to be able to go through all these things. I would say latest trends also, that's regulatory requirements, that Basel II now going to Basel III, and these are the things that we tackle in our classes. So if I want to be more precise on accounting things, that I'm afraid I cannot say so, but the broadest trends are these ones, and definitely we tackle them in the program.
All right, well, lucky for you, we're almost out of time. We only have time left for the Sweetest. All right, Patrick, tell me very quickly, what was your favorite question from the interview and why?
Favorite question was, what makes the program international, not just the students? Well, that helped me learn, because I wasn't thinking immediately about the program, just because I was thinking about the people, because that's, tangible. It's something I can see. So that question was good just because it helped me within my own thinking process. Okay, yeah, you can think about more than just what you can see and touch.
All right, and Laurent, leave us with the last word.
I think the last word would be to say that if you want a degree that is international accounting and finance, just think about EDHEC, because that you will learn a lot, and you will benefit from academic expertise and industry expertise through our partnership with PwC, and I think that this is really a great mixture.
Excellent. Well, thank you both very much for being here and sharing your insight about the program and EDHEC. And thank you for watching and sending your questions. We'll see you again next time right here on Campus Channel.